Everybody's an artist. I mean, I feel like it can be in things so simple. It's just like really little spontaneous things, just how you respond to like normal things.
The music is for me, is like breathing. For me, I need music every day. I need to just saturate myself with it, you know. It's funny how everybody does it differently, you know, and everybody gets inspired differently.
We all have a definition of art, whether we can verbalize that or not. But for me, it's metaphoric images of the human consciousness, and that's something that we make concrete. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it's a total failure.
I was really young when I figured out that I was something like a writer. I read very early, and my dad was really sick then, and it made him very happy. Like, he thought it was very cool. So the combination of just the magic of reading with his happiness made me go there. I followed what I enjoyed and what I felt good at.
Give yourself some distance. You see things that you hadn't seen before, so you have a deeper understanding. And I think that's one of the best parts of the creative process. When I see something that someone else interprets and I see it in a different way, I think that's what even my creativity is. I was always interested in dance, and my first recollection that I wanted to do it as a profession was, it was in the springtime, and I had been listening to Sleeping Beauty, and I heard the waltz, and at that point I just knew that I could do something with the movement. And I remember where I was sitting, I remember the day as if it happened yesterday, how clear that was. I knew that that was something that was important to me and that I would pursue.
Music has always been a part of me. I can remember when I was a kid, even before I could read. My family used to have a lot of records, and I can remember playing the records, and I couldn't read, but I knew the color, the labels of the songs that I liked to hear. Somewhere along the line I heard gospel. Well, you know, we had a church right next door, maybe that was it, or some gospel songs or something, but I just fell in love with gospel music. And I could listen to the other music, but gospel music moved me. It just did something. I guess it's the drama of gospel music or something. And in gospel, there's this spiritual element that comes through. And I always sang, and I had a nice voice for a little kid, so I was always up singing. And it just made me feel so good to sing.
I read the rubric over and over and over again until I get this like picture in my head of what the guidelines are like, and then I just sort of like let it sit around in my head for a little bit. And when you have guidelines, it's better to find how you can go free within those rules. And otherwise your brain's gonna explode with all the ideas that's coming to your head, you know? You're like, well, I can do this.
When in doubt, I go to a form, because it's just enough for the left brain, the analytical brain, to fiddle with, that it kind of allows the right brain to emerge.
Classical dance suited me, the discipline suited me, the protocol, the history of it, the organization, and how familiar it became. I like the information, I like to learn. I'm very curious. I'm hardwired in that way, and it just seemed a good fit.
Having multiples in art for me, even just looking at things and like what I'm attracted to, I realized that it's really appealing or soothing or something.
You can be comfortable because you know what to expect, yet you can be as creative as you need to be. For me, it held both of those worlds. It's a very safe place.
I felt like I can write music. I really want to write music, and it was just something that I really wanted to do. You know, I don't read music, but I have a music system that I use, that I developed myself. It uses just the alphabet, you know, and the keys. So I write it down like, you know, it's chords.
I liked poems, even though I didn't really know what they were. And in fact, I wrote stuff, but I didn't know there was a left margin with the poem, so I'd trail it down a page like a snake. It just was easy, and nothing else was. Life wasn't, math wasn't, and I felt good at it, and that was a plus. And it made some people happy, and that was even better. So it was all good, as the kids say.
It's just cool to see like what other people do and how other people respond to a material and what they can do with it and what tools they use or how they approach it with their body. That is so inspirational, just seeing how other people explore in the art world and how much it has to do with life.
I think that I so admire and respect this craft that there's aspects of all of the creation of dance that if I'm looking at it at that point, that becomes something I get so immersed in and try to have an understanding on a very deep level.
You've seen people put forth that thing, that goodness, that best in them, then you feel satisfied. That's what it really takes, is that willingness to give that you have, you know, and not hold back. And it's a place that I think we all strive to get to. You know, I've lived through eras trying to be perfect with the music. It doesn't always come out perfect. It has to be perfect in another sense, in a rounded sense of the spirit and knowledge of music and how you present that. That's the perfection to me.